Hello and welcome to Team Always Hard Never Soft Worldwide's first episode of Let's Talk About It podcast, where we talk about problems that need to be addressed and bring awareness to the online community, especially in the Epal community. I'm Sinner, and I'm joined by my co-hosts.
Hi, I'm Cherry X Bear. I'm a video editor, graphic designer, and I've been on Epal for a year.
Hi, I'm Aria and I'm an Epal since almost 2 years. I'm also a cosplayer and a gamer.
Hi, I'm Knox, and I've been on Epal for 2 years, and I am a Twitch streamer.
Hey, I'm Scarabad. I'm a esport manager and a caster, and I've been on Epal like 6 months.
Hi, I'm Shumi. I've been on Epal and I've been using it as a main way of income for like 4 months until now.
So let's get down to today's topic. And today's topic is going to be about the issues in Epal. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are your experiences like being on Epal? Well, I've been a client, and I've been an Epal and took in 2 orders. The orders, it's I'm not really getting orders because I'm a guy for some reason, and a lot of people don't like to be ordering guys. So I decided to cut my services off. As a client, my experiences on Epal has been mainly great. I would say about 95% of the orders I've made on this site was nothing but good things. Made some friends. Everyone on here I've known for a while now. And we basically started a movement to bring awareness of what is going on this site.
I think for my experiences, it's been kind of a mix of both good and bad. I've seen a fair balance of like the good side of like Epal, making connections, making friends, having company to play video games or even casually chat with. But the negatives, I think, has been being harassed, people peer pressuring you to do not suitable for work content, a lot of misogyny on the site with like a lot of stereotype of people saying like a lot of negative things based on your gender is one of the things I think is kind of difficult to handle, I guess, when being on the site. So yeah, I think a good balance of both good and bad, but like there are like more things that like the site can obviously improve on that part.
Yeah, sure, Ricky. Like you say, I can tell you my experience. It's not that far much like other people here, but I can tell you it's been pretty good. Far of it because I meet a lot of people like Shumi, like Shumi, Gato, and other people. I actually get like a friendship with them, and then there be clients I can actually relate to them too because it is there's some experience, but we have the other side of the coin. The other side of the coin being I actually know to meet some people that freak me out a little bit. One of my first orders, I remember it was a guy that was pretty drunk. And that was pretty weird, but it was like, okay. And my there was one of my first perspectives of like an e-chat, and it was like, oh, this is what I'm waiting for. But at least it's being less of the bad experience I had and since the good because I think it's pretty good the community sometimes in there, but sometimes it could be some toxicity because it's a competence and all the and all the things. So yeah, I can say that's like my thing inside of IPA.
Well, I think my experience have been pretty similar to Scarabat and Thierry. I have made so many friends in here, and I feel that my world has opened somehow, because on Epal I'm able to talk to people from different parts of the world, and I have been able to practice my English a lot. There's like really good things about Epal, but yeah, I also have received many weirdos, many manipulative people that have tried to be like coercive towards me in order to get like certain treatment that I don't want to provide. So yeah, I also had. I'm not sure if it was the same client that we had Scarabat, but I also one of my first Epal was a guy that was really high, really high, was vaping during the call, and he was asking me to mistreat him on the chat, and I was so confused, and I was like, this is what I am supposed to do here, like this is Epal about, because this was like a top client. Yeah, that was weird, and I wasn't able to do it because it is not how I am, and I tried not to act during my orders because it doesn't feel right. He just ignored me for the rest of the chat, and I have had like many friends, good experiences, but also pretty weird and awful experiences too. So it's like a mixture.
My experience on Epal has been pretty good. I made friends. I stopped doing orders because I wasn't really getting any. Same with Sinner. It's probably because I'm a guy, but oh well. In terms of the like toxicity, people are kind of like racist on there, like really racist. And there's only so many jokes you can take.
Well, my experience with people, to be honest, is like a 50-50, good and bad experiences. Talking about the good experiences, I've met like a lot of people from different countries. I had great clients that end up like being awesome friends to me. I play my favorite games with nice people, but there's also like the bad part about it. I get like daily harassment for being a girl playing games. I also get a lot of scammers, people trying to get no safe for work from me, even though my whole profile says that I don't do the type of stuff. And of course, it's because there's a lot of girls like promoting her 18 plus photos. People think that all girls in that site are like that, but no. Also, getting bad reviews from clients after the service is done because they want like a refund, even though the service was like done without any problem. Having to bear with disrespectful clients during an order, so I don't get like a bad review. And I think that two of my worst experiences, one of them was during a group call where all the people in the call started like harassing me because I'm a nipple, because they were pretending that I was like a hooker type of rent a girlfriend person only because they paid me to play Minecraft. And the other experience is that with a guy who like he commented on one of my videos that it was like a pentakill on Aram in League of Legends, and he was like, "Oh, pentakills in Arams doesn't count. This is bullshit." And I was like, "Okay, going further in my other videos, there's a pentakill normal game," and I block him. So because I block him and I told that, he started like talking all my social medias like Instagram, even Facebook and YouTube, and started commenting on all my posts. Like he started commenting like bad stuff, and I ignore him and I block him. But this was like not enough. He started like making fake accounts on Epal using my name. And yeah, that was like a huge problem I have. But at the end, I talked directly with one of the officials. I didn't do I mean, of course, I did the report, but I know that that was not going to be enough because this was like a big problem. So I went like straight to talk with one of the officials, and they did help me like to get this guy out of people.
What I'm hearing is, a lot of us, we get harassed, we get toxicity coming towards way and everything. Towards more like the female side, it seems like every female here gets sexually harassed or gets asked to do something that they don't want to do. It just seems that way. And for us males, we get we get called, racist terms. I got called fucking racist term for a Asian person. Yeah, there is negativity and there is racism, there is toxicity, there's harassment, there's not safe for work requests, there is a whole bunch of things that need to be addressed here. Now, as Epals, what difficulties have you guys faced being on Epal, and how has it affected every one of you? And I'd like to personally start. Difficulties I faced being on Epal. I'm not an Epal. I haven't taken much orders, but at first, I really listened to what everyone has to say and their difficulties they faced on the site. I hear a lot of people getting harassed, and a lot of people come to me for help, and there's only so much I can do. Take this personally. I did wanted to get rid of all these assholes that commit these type of atrocities online. Pretty much talk to Epal officials, even the ones that are high up there too. And well, they told me don't sugarcoat things, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit for y'all right now. I'm just gonna tell it how it is. I've already talked to you guys about not safe for work requests, harassments, toxicity, all that. What are like some solutions that you guys are trying to do? You know what I mean? I DM'd Epal official AZ. I told him, hey, look, I made a speech about it too. I pointed out all the problems. It just seems like I couldn't get a straight answer. From all that, I just took it way too goddamn personally. When, the real target, the real people we're going after is the ones who commit, you know, all that bad shit. I just want to say right now, I do just want to apologize to the EPAL officials, apologize to Frank. I want to apologize to AZ for taking it way too personally and saying some shit that I probably shouldn't have say. Here, team at Team All's Hard Never Soft, we're gonna help fight the harassments, the not safe for works, and all that shit. We're gonna make this place a better place together. I'm not gonna take things way too personally this time. We're gonna better it together, everybody in the community, and that's all I gotta say when it comes to my difficulties and how has it affected me.
For mines, the difficulties I faced was like, I think when I've always been the friend back then to always support my friends when they had situations of dealing with stalking, people pushing their boundaries. And I think when I've had people kind of like one force me or push me to be in a romantic relationship with them, also them having this sort of expectation, if I pay you money, therefore we spend time there, ergo this is like an opportunity and chance to be in a romantic relationship with you, which is something that I'm like, that kind of bamboozled me, I guess, when I first came across doing this, in like as a person who does a service of Epal. When I first handled all those situations, it was difficult for me, especially since one, I had to kind of set my own like boundaries and kind of reflect on like what do I want to do on the site and what should I do in like these type of situations, because there are some things that I can't control, which is example like the harassment, the toxicity, people saying like a lot of negative stuff to me just because I'm doing EPAL, versus there are things that I can control, which is like reporting these people, putting a foot down on like my boundaries. I think that's something I would also want to bring up to like people in general whenever they do EPAL, is just having like those hard set boundaries of what people can and can't do. Like, it's okay to chat with me, it's okay to play video games, but like if you're forcing a relationship or you're forcing pushing me to do not suitable for work for you, or you're pushing me to take your negative words and just like, oh, this is perfectly fine for me to say like all this messed up and fucked up shit towards you. Those are something I would not agree upon. The moment like your mental health is already at stake, I guess, like I think that's when you should like, hey, thank you for your time, I'm gonna send you a refund. I don't think I can do this. Have a good one. Is usually how I handle like those difficult situations versus back then where I would force myself to be in that situation even if I didn't want to be.
But hey, sometimes I think those orders, like there's people on Epal that live of Epal. That's the thing. And sometimes facing those type of orders and you getting in front of you the need of the money sometimes is like the part you get scary of it. I think it's one of the principal problematics it has, that some people actually need the money because they don't have anything else, or sometimes they just need it because they need, I don't know, a searching for their dogs or searching for cancer or things like that. And when you get to that point, it's like, okay, but if you click the button, you just get back the money. But when you personally don't have it, don't need to give it back, it's like, okay, what do I do? And the fear of getting the order done and getting like that bad review, like Aria said that sometimes she thought about it, and getting all that bad reviews and getting along with these people on Epal that sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't, but getting along with them, it's pretty difficult because I think we don't need to get that far to be protected in a way that we can move like openly in this platform, because it's like, oh, okay, I want to make money, but I don't feel sure about it. And I think it's one of the things that things like difficulties, like fears some people have. And other things that I do, it's like whenever every time I get to know a new Epal or someone is like joining in the community, it's like, oh, come on over, we have a server that we help like other Epals, and we get like these Epals to get these clients that harass people, these clients that are looking for not safe for work, sometimes also Epals, that publicity, that not safe for work things,
Mm.
and getting all these things in one server, because it's like a Latin server. We can help these people because it's like a recommendation I always say. If you're gonna start on Epal, start looking for a group you can get in to get more along with the people, because the people is the principal interactions you're gonna have with other clients. And if you get one of those clients, that dangerous clients, we can say it, sometimes you don't even gonna know it because other people just get it and don't get along with it, or things like that. And in these groups, we always get informed about these people. So it's like a principal thing I can say. If you sometimes when you're new, you need to get a group, because that's like the point of Epal, I think. Being groups, being social, being like all these things.
It's EPAL community. It's a community, and in a community, we gotta help each other. Instead of just saying, "Oh yeah, this and that," complaining about things and not helping other people. Maybe we should help each other as a community. Take action. That's what we all need to do. Like at Team All is Hard, Never Soft Worldwide. This is what we do. This is what we do to help people. We let people know, hey, look, these are the people you need to watch out for, and how to efficiently make use of your EPAL career. Also, shout out to Los Imeaus, Scarabad and Shumi's group for helping out the Spanish community as well. They're doing the same thing we're doing. And in the future, we will be a partnership together and we will make change for the whole internet.
Para los latinos que nos estén escuchando, aquí estamos para
Yeah.
ustedes.
Yeah, amigos. Yeah, but I totally agree with Caravat. Especially the part of like being afraid of refunds an order at the beginning, especially because at the beginning you're not getting orders. If you're getting them, you're like making, I mean, like $2 a week maybe. You're like, I need the money. How I'm gonna refund the only $2 that I made staying all day in my computer trying to get clients, trying to meet people. So yeah, at the beginning you tend to, sorry for my dogs, they want to participate too. But yeah, you're trying to like get to know clients, like you are trying to get some money, you are trying to work. So every refund is like going a step behind. So that's why at the beginning I was like, I had some pretty uncomfortable orders that I don't accept anymore, because now I can be more picky with the orders that I accept. But because I have been on Epal like for months, maybe it doesn't sound too much, but I have been doing it like every day for those 2 months, and I have met many people that have helped me out. So I understand when new Epals are afraid of like refunding orders. And another thing that I also agree with Scarabat is like making a group of friends or like talking to other Epals. At the beginning, when I started, I was of the idea of like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. So I'm not gonna try to make friends with other Epals. And I was really wrong about it. Like I was wrong, because I was like getting feedback only from my clients, and they were like misleading the way that I should behave on the site. I remember clearly one of my first clients saying like, no, for you to be here, you should act like a dummy mommy. And English is not my first language, so I didn't know what it was. And he had to explain it to me, and I was so confused, like, yeah, this is not what I signed for. Talking to other Epals that had been on the site for more time, they told me like, careful with this guy that is not anymore on the site, but careful with this guy, like he is like that with new Epals. Like you don't need to act like that. You just need to be yourself. And someone told me at the beginning like, you are selling your time, not yourself. So you have to spend time with the people that order you, play with them, like have fun with them, but they are not paying to own you. And some people that I have encountered have like that idea that they are own me when they pay like $2. And like, sir, I'm not that cheap, please. Like, no. Yeah, make a group of friends, at least for me, is like crucial, especially when you are starting. And another difficulty that I have faced, that maybe it is not talked that much, is how people perceive me after joining Epal. I always been like really quiet and like kind of ladylike. I'm a teacher in real life, so I try to like have like a correct somehow behavior. But after I join Epal and I tell people what I do, they're like, "Oh, so you're like a gamer prostitute?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. Like, it doesn't have to do anything with that." So explaining to my family what I do, or friends, at least for me, is pretty difficult, because they usually don't understand very well what the site is about. And when they look about it, they see streamers, I don't know, like buying a girlfriend or nipple, or in Spanish, like comprando las cariñosas. That cariñosas is a term to refer to prostitutes. They get the wrong idea of what people on nipple does. So my self-image has changed a lot since I joined the site for how people perceive me. So that's all I can say about the difficulty I have faced.
Now, do you guys see it as like the perception of Epal is like, say if one famous person does it, and for a lack of better words, they hoard himself out, and it kind of sets an example to all the future clients. Like, hey, look, I can do this with that person. I can do this with that person. You guys feel that way? Like, let's just say Bella Daphne, because I feel like it sets an example for expectation, so I say, for every other EPAL out there that, hey, look, oh, she does not safe for work. Maybe I can ask her. Maybe I can ask him for that.
Yeah, and I think sometimes like a client can say that and it's not even true. And then another person is like, oh, but this person told me that you do this and that. And you're like, no, like, please go away. And I think that's another thing with commercial is not the word in English. I'm looking for the ads that Epal has, like the Good Boy one, the Ara Ara one. I have received many clients asking for that. Like, oh, I saw on TikTok, like, you can tell me that I'm a good boy every time that I make a kill. And it's like, nope, I'm not gonna say that. Like, no, thank you. So, yeah, like, they have like a misperception of what we do here.
Yeah, and the thing here it's that sometimes when you are bought to do some of that things, they actually do like videos of this because they get like benefits of Epal about it, and sometimes they do it without your permission. So it's like, okay, I'm doing this because I need the money, but why are you filming me? And it's like, okay, why? And you don't understand in that point because Epal, it's like promoting some of these guys to still doing it because they have this program of creators. So if you create a thing about Epal, even without the consentment sometimes of the Epal, it's like, okay,
Because it's for more exposure and it shouldn't be like that. That's really messed up.
Knox, what difficulties you faced on EPAL?
Just it's easy to make friends on Epal. It's hard to get orders. I don't really know what you're supposed to do as a guy, and that's kind of frustrating because I was trying to do it as a job. But other than that, the toxicity gets really bad sometimes. So for that, I wish you could it was easier to report people
Mm-hmm.
because the reporting system is not that great.
Now, do you get any type of replies back from EPAL
Honestly,
about?
the only real I get from Epal are like ads. Honestly, just multiple ads over and over again. I can look at my DMs right now. It's just gonna be ads.
I guess that's one thing we all can work on as a community. If we come across someone who is, being toxic, we all can report them together. Just send the evidence, and we'll just send it right on in for them to review and go over.
yeah, that's the thing because that's why we need people, that
Yep.
community.
What about you, Aria? What difficulties have you faced being on EPAL, and how has it affected you?
I think that one of the difficulties I have is that I'm getting less clients that really want to play or talk with me because most of them only want like no safe for work type of stuff like photos, video calls, and all that. And if I say no, they like start like they harass me, they insult me, they attack my cosplays and my physical image only because I say no. And like as I said before, all my profile says that I don't do no safe for work and that if you disrespect me, I'm gonna ban you and report you. But yeah, this mostly affects me because I use Apple as an extra income. I live in Central America and our money exchange is really, really bad. It's hard to get a good paid job in here. And basically, this income helps me buy like my own stuff and my cat's food, vitamins, meds, and their cat litter.
Now it seems, a lot more difficult for some countries out there to make money. So the way how I see it, EPAL is a viable income for most people on here. And I can understand the need to be on EPAL to take orders. One thing people shouldn't have to go through is, all the negatives that is going around the site. We can definitely make that change as a community. We have to take action as a community to make change. Whether it's, you know, warning the public about this person, that person, providing emotional support like we do at Los Emails and Team Owls Hard Never Soft Worldwide. This is what we do. My first impression of Epal, first time I was on here, we needed to actually fill in some spots for, my friends that were busy at that time for Call of Duty. We only had like 2 players, 3 players, and we decided to check it out, and we decided to hire, Epals to come play with us. And the first 3 Epals we met, they're still friends with us today. And I just want to give a shout out to them. You know who you are. Thank you for being friends with us. Thank you for being a part of my community. The team always hard, never soft worldwide's community, should I say. And EPAL, my first impression was good. It was good. I just came here to originally, have people to play with constantly. I wasn't here to make friends. It is a site where you can just get people to play video games with you. That's how I first saw it. What was your first impressions like on EPAL, Trey? I'm pretty sure yours was different than mine's.
Actually, kind of similar. I think my first impression was kind of skewed a little bit. I think it's because, like, few of my friends have done EPAL, and it was just like, oh, this is like an easy way for us girls to make money. I'm like, oh, I see. And I think it got even skewed even more since, like, I think, yeah, my friend did it where she was paid to play video games up until, like, I think it became like a bad taste in my mouth, especially since EPAL has kind of taken like a huge majority of her time to the point that um she neglects like herself and the people who are in her life. Very skeptical of like how EPAL is, especially since like a lot of things that was advertised on like EPAL was like stereotypes about girl gamers, I guess. With like all those stereotypes, it's just like it just gives a lot of people like a chance to kind of not take a lot of women in gaming seriously. It already started off negative for me, where it's like half half. So it's still kind of still stayed static.
Mhm. Because it's the way of like, on the client side is, yeah, where a lot of people are looking for people of the opposite gender to play with, because
Mm-hmm.
I suppose it makes them feel better, because not a lot of guys out there do have female friends, and I guess it makes them feel good about themselves that they do have,
Mm-hmm.
a girl or a woman they can talk to, and makes them feel good. Like, oh yeah, let's go play Call of Duty. Oh, a girl is playing Call of Duty with me. Wow, she's good at it. Wow, that's their perception.
Yeah, I think that's like how I kind of perceive back then. Like I think it just hasn't changed. Like I think I kind of like I think there are some people who are genuinely lonely out there who kind of treats like EPAL as like a saving grace for like trying to meet friends.
And I'm just saying, there ain't nothing wrong with that, but there's something wrong with harassing them just because they're
Mm-hmm.
a female, or regardless of what their gender is, male, female.
Yeah, like sometimes it can dive into like very parasocial, somewhat parasocial relationship at some aspects.
What is parasocial?
In the internet, you know how like some people have like a connection with like they feel like they have like a relationship with like the streamer that they chat to or like socialize with. Yeah, it's like it's kind of common in like a lot of media industries. Like take for example for entertainment, like your favorite actor, actress, or like your favorite K-pop artist and everything. A lot of people kind of have like, oh yeah, I love insert artists here. I know everything about like these details because like it's kind of similar like that over here in Epal where like you do know some basic details about like who you're talking to before you even order them.
Yeah, actually, that happens a lot. Even I have some experience with that. I have some clients that don't stop calling me on Discord on Epal because I give some of emotional support.
Mhm.
An emotional support thing. So I did emotional support, but I think that emotional support don't get to where I want it. So the girl actually think that I will be the replacement to his ex-boyfriend, but it was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna answer. I was in Walmart. I was in Walmart and I received a call of her, and it was like, okay, why you want? And it was like, hey, I'm not doing orders right now. I can answer you later. Haha. But she spammed me a lot, and it was like, okay, I'm leaving,
Yeah.
and block her directly. And yeah, it's like a day of day one of those things, the harassment. But I think it's pretty much suffer for the girls because it says the users on Epal the mostly are male. Actually, it's like the 87% of Epal users are male. It's actually like you say, two sinner principle for men's pretty hard because there are a lot of mans in there.
Yeah.
And actually most of them are cherry says, as some of them are pretty lonely. And the thing is, some of them are pretty lonely and they are pretty looking for other things that we don't want to have an email. That's the thing. The not sure for work thing, that some people that are lonely, but not only lonely at point that they feel alone, that they feel low like sexually, that they're looking in an EPA. It's like pretty tough for the same EPAs that don't want to give that services. So I don't know. It's a pretty tough thing to talk about. So yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is that because you are nice to them and you're sharing time with them, sometimes for them it's difficult to differentiate that it is still a service. And I have had the experience many times where after they order me once, they think that now we are like best friends forever. Or even a guy wanted me to be his girlfriend after a free order because he thought that we had like a great connection. When I told him like, I'm sorry, but this is my job. I did a free order because I needed the points. I still gonna need you to order me if you want to play again. And he was like, oh, do you dare to ask for money from me? And I was like, sir, this is my job. What do you expect? I think that it's pretty difficult to put that boundary out there. Like, even if we are like having a great time, we are still friends. Like, we are not, maybe we can become friends in the future. But right now, like, this is my job and I need the orders. We cannot be best friends forever after like one order. And I'm not gonna be here like talking to you all day, giving you all my time for free just because. No, I can't.
And some people out there got fail to realize that you can't be stepping in people's lanes like that. You can't be that needy person who's always, always out there looking for people to talk to constantly. We do have lives. Everybody has lives. Everybody's got jobs. Everybody's got personal time, and sometimes I just have to say, you know what? I need my time, and don't waste my time. People, the internet is full of knowledge and is full of things. Every, everybody has needs. Okay, we're all human, and I ain't gonna deny shit. I'm just gonna tell it how it is. Go there. If someone doesn't want to do something, back the fuck off. Easy as that. Stop trying to force people to do things that they don't want to do. That's just my thoughts.
No is no, my man.
Yeah, I want to say something like coming back to the question, like
Okay.
our first impression about Epal, I got tricked because the first time that I saw Epal, it was called egers.gg. And I was like, yes, I will never join this site. I don't want to be sexualized as a girl that play video games. And I felt like that was what they were doing there, paying for a girl to play with them for the wrong reasons. So yeah, when I saw Epal with that name, I thought pretty bad about it. But then a few years after, I was looking like to a YouTuber that I like, and he shows like Epal.gg, and it's just like, oh, you can pay to play with someone, and I thought like, oh, it's really cool. And at the moment, I got sick and I wasn't able to get a job like in person. I was looking for a job online, and it was like, this is perfect. I play video games. I can talk to people. I need to practice my English. Like, yeah, perfect. So yeah, for me, the change of the name make a like great change on how I perceive the site. But I got tricked because it was the same site, and I realized too late.
Okay, Audio. What was your first impressions of Epal?
Uh, to be honest, I thought it was some type of scam or something fake. Cause when I found out about Apple, it was on a Facebook meme, and on that time it was called like egro.gg, as Jimmy said, and I tried like looking for the site with that name, but the name was already changed to Epal.gg. And I made my account not really hoping something good, but actually I got some orders on Lake and Minecraft that were my first services, and I met nice friends. But the popularity of the site wasn't that big, so there wasn't like that much people in there.
Moving on to about the first impressions, but what do you guys think of it now? Like, has your perspective on Epal changed after being on the site for a while? I'm pretty sure it's changed for all of us because, first of
Oh
all,
yes.
Yeah.
it's getting into a bigger Epal's getting into a bigger community. It's growing by the minute, and along with that comes with toxic people that are coming in. They're doing bad things to Epals, and I've seen a lot of Epals come and go, and it's kind of depressing. But it is their choice if they want to just leave. I made friends with quite a handful of people on Epal, and they just straight up just left. I'm like, okay, cool, awesome.
Yeah, that's the thing. One of the things that changed my perspective, like I'm gonna repeat it, like you say in the first time, being a man in EPAL is pretty hard because of the numbers, and that made me like a bit disappointed. And sure, like the openness to make like all these bot accounts that you get every day. And every day they get like, oh, I'm a man working from Germany, so I'm gonna pay you like $5,000, and you're like, okay, it's another bot.
Yep.
and you see them, and it's but the thing is, they don't disappear. They are constantly doing it. They are. It's always like I was like a cycle. All those bots, all those things, and you get when you are in the community of Epal, you see how also some Epals are toxic into the same community of Epal, and it's like, okay, this is pretty toxic because sometimes they are like kill threats and things like that about Epal, but you know how is the things and things that we talk about money. So it's like, okay, it's a pretty I'm not gonna say like a war, but it's like a pretty little war in there in come of some Epals, and it's like, okay, that part is pretty toxic, so we get it apart. I can still say that in the community are people that are valuable because they are good people. They are people looking for others. They are. I just talked to a guy a bit ago that we make some exchange of orders, about the gym. So we were talking hours and hours about the gym, and it was like, oh, okay, this is fine. This is not toxic. This is pretty good. I make another friend on Epal, and it was like, yeah, I like this a lot, and that's like I could say like I could still say there are a lot of things that are getting like too bad because of all the harassment and all the bots and all the things. But at the least point, they are pretty rescue. They are pretty things that can't be safe about IPA, like some people about the community, and that's the thing I can say about my experience today about IPA.
Oh, I get it. I totally get where you're coming from, man. That's the same perspective I do have, and I think when it comes to like other epals being toxic, I think I'm just gonna tell it how it is, man. Y'all just need to stay in your own lanes. Be humble, cause I guarantee y'all, none of y'all would ever do that in person. None of y'all would be a bitch online.
It's not that difficult to be respectful with others.
If you're about to say something negative, just simple, shut the fuck up.
It's
Easy as that.
yourself.
Yeah, and don't need to blame anybody else for your mistakes. Take some damn responsibility out there. Well, to all you toxic e-pals and toxic assholes, I'm just gonna say it out, tell it how it is. Be humble. Be respectful. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. Simple as that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought it will be more maybe toxic at the beginning, and I feel it can be pretty toxic because it is like a competitive environment. There are many epos there, and sometimes you feel like there are not so many clients. But in my case, I learned that if I step out of drama and I stick to people that I know that like are safe for me, like they can be my friends and they worry about like everyone's well-being instead of just their own, I can like create a community or like feel that I'm part of something. So at the beginning, I had the idea like I'm not here to make friends, I'm not here to like to be in a community, I'm here to make money, and now it's pretty like completely different. uh so yeah, I was proved wrong about that, and I'm glad that I was proved wrong about that. Like, I'm glad to have friends, and I'm pretty grateful about people because I'm able to work, and also I'm able to meet people around the world and make friends from different cultures, and to like make my world like bigger, to learn a lot of like many cultures and stuff. I don't know how to explain it well, but yeah.
Building a community is important. I did meet a lot of people here that I'm friends with for quite a long time. Built a community, you know, helping people that deserve it.
Oh, yes.
How about you, Knox? Has your I didn't ask you for your first impressions, by the way. I'm sorry. What was your first impressions, and what do you think about Epal now?
First impressions, I was just confused as to how Epal worked. Like, I don't even know how I even got on Epal. I think I think I was trying to find people to play video games with, and there were other sites like that, but those ones are like scammy because they're like dating sites. It's weird they're set up like that. But anyway, first impressions of Epal was just I wonder what this is, and I did some orders. It was fun, made some friends. It was a good first impression, not horrible to begin with. And for now, I barely get on EPAL because the, the team rooms are they're kind of dead now. They're not very active as they used to be. Maybe because it's winter time now and people are back in school. But yeah, it's just kind of gone a little downhill for right now.
And those people you still talk to, do you still talk to them? The people that you made friends with?
Yeah, I still talk to them. I'm in their Discord servers and everything. We hang out almost like every single day, but that's like personal choice. Like I want to hang out with them, not like they're trying to force me to do stuff or anything. But yeah,
That's good, man. See,
yeah,
friendships is important,
yeah.
whether it's
That's
online or offline.
yeah, that's what each pal should be known for, making friends or building communities, not NSFW stuff. I don't know why it's known like that. Maybe because of the TikToks. I've been hearing, I haven't seen any of these TikToks, but like that's what Epal's blowing up from. TikToks of Valorant mostly, or just YouTube videos. But I have to go back and find them.
How about you, Ari? Anything changed since your first impressions to this day?
Yeah, definitely. My first year on Epal was like really good. I didn't have like that much problems. But 1 year later, when all these harass, no safe for work, scam, toxicity things started, make my impression towards Epal change. I don't really feel secure in there anymore. So that's why, like I told you a lot of times, I like this community that is similar with yourself because I feel secure in here. I feel safe, and most of the Apples I've met, it was over here. They were very nice because I I had like difficulty. It's difficult for me to talk with other people. So when we all play together, it's really nice for me because I can talk feeling safe and not being like anxious about being harassed or mistreated in an order like in April right now. Being on April, I like being on April, but all these recent problems are like a big issue that has to stop. When they release the good boy ad was like a bomb for toxic people or harassers and those who ask for no safer work. I think that the idea of promoting people inside a game is good, but good boy stuff was that bad thing about it. Most of that people, including some Epals, they end up being banned because they think this site is like a dating type site or some type of no safe for work selling place. Yeah, I changed a lot. I prefer when it was like when they didn't do these sassy ads and we didn't get like these weird people asking for weird stuff.
Pretty sociopaths.
Yeah, they're super sassy.
Yeah, actually, that's one of the ways one of my friends know them, know Epal because I once told one of my friends, they actually told me, what do you do to get the money for this and this, and I told him, I do Epal, and he's like, oh. so you're like the daddy thing, and I'm like, oh, you saw that videos. And I was like, oh, okay. No, I'm not that thing, but okay, thank you. And that's the thing. You actually, when some people see you and see about EPAL, they connect you directly with those sussy publicity that they do about EPAL, and it's like, okay, I'm not like that.
Yeah, exactly. They think that because they saw someone doing that on their ads, they gonna think everyone does the same thing. It's like, I'm not gonna call you good boy with everything you do. Like, oh, that's weird.
I do understand why they do that type of like ads, because I know that they want to get viral to attract people to Epal. So I get that part. The thing is that they're too misleading, and that is not what the site is about. So yeah, on one hand I get it, but on the other hand I do not appreciate it, because they are not bringing like a real client here. They're bringing people that think that Epal is like not safe for work, or they bring trolls,
Hey,
or
dating site.
yeah, I think that this is a dating site. I get that a lot, or even kids.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So yeah,
same.
it's too misleading.
I get people asking if they could pay me to be their girlfriend. I'm, oh my god, no.
I think for them and their perspective, it's just like, oh, more viral equals like more clients equals more money. The people who wound up getting like hurt in like those type of advertisements is not EPAL themselves. It's the people who's working for them basically, which is one of the things that they kind of fail to see or realize.
After all that being said, all the ongoing harassments, not safe for work, toxicity, all these negative things that are going on the site. What kind of changes do you guys hope Epal can make when it comes to the site? Because I know there's one big change that could be done, and that's phone verifications. It will help cut down on people making brand new accounts. It won't completely stop it. I'm going to be quite frank with you. There's no 100% way we can stop this, but we can cut it down. Nobody's willing to pay, I don't know, $20 for a burner phone to verify their stuff every single time just to make a fake account to troll people with. I feel like that's one change that could help Epal to cut down on all these negative things. There's people that solicit not safe for work stuff on here too. I feel like, we as a community and Epal should do our jobs to make sure that this place is a safe community for everybody.
Yeah. Something I'm pretty aware of is, like, I actually have had a lot of uh, walking around Epal. So some big thing I will think to do if you're gonna become an Epal, to become more protected, because it's almost impossible to get all the freaks out of some type of social website, because there's a lot. But sometimes to get a bit of more protection and a bit of more age restriction in some points, that they don't need to have it in, because it's a place to play. But at this point, it's pretty popular. It's pretty hard to get off those free guys. So get some of age verification, I think. It's like pretty important, I think, to get to become a VPAL. And sure, if you want to become a regular client or something like that, to get something into that, because there are always gonna be trolls. There are always gonna be all these freaky people inside of internet, because we know internet is so big. It's so it's so open that sometimes people are not safe. So it's one of the things I can say, that it could be a pretty grow up inside of the page.
I totally get where you're coming from because let's say if I had a kid, he's underage, and he hops on this thing and he sees all these explicit, like kind of sexually provocative images of like Epals posting themselves up with selfies with, for the lack of better terms, with the
I've seen
it's
girls in like lingerie posting
Yeah,
photos.
yeah, like I
and
wouldn't want my
actually reading these messages of "Daddy, please me" or things like that, and it's like, oh no.
Spicy
But
content.
yeah, but if you're a kid, it's pretty. You have not that assimilation of sometimes of the things. So it's like, okay, it's pretty hard to pass. And sometimes they become epals about that, and it's because I know some epals too that can be underage, and it's like, okay, and they get harassed a lot because of that, and it's like, okay, the people inside of epal sometimes are pretty freaky.
yep.
So
I just remember once a client that asked me, like, we were playing, and when he hears my voice, and I think maybe because of my accent and the mistake that I do on English, sometimes I can sound like younger than I actually am. And he asked me like, "Oh, you're so sweet. Please tell me you are like an adult. Please tell me you're not underage." And I said like, "I'm an Epal. I cannot be underage if I'm working here." And he said like, "No, but I have ordered some girls, and they ended up being like 17 years old, 16 years old." And I was like, "How? Like, it's too easy to create an account for a client and for Epals." Like, I know that some dating apps have like identity verification, so maybe for Epals that should be a thing, because you will avoid underage like Epals and catfish. That now we are realizing that there are so many catfish, like so many people, because I don't know if they're girls or not, selling like selfies that are not even theirs. They're like taken from like any other place. So yeah, like people should be more careful about that. And at the moment, I don't understand why it's not already like more careful about that, because I know that people try to listen to the community on the community Discord, and I know that many people have suggested this before. So I'm not sure why it's not still a thing on the site.
Also, one thing that could definitely help. So one of our members here at Team All's Hard Never Soft reported something, and in support tickets they replied a month later. We just need to be more aware of what the reports that are going around needs to be addressed within a timely manner. That is one thing EPAL can do to make change as well. Because if you report something and you don't get something back, it makes everyone feel like, okay, I'm not getting the help I need. Why the fuck am I here? I think I'm just gonna leave. Bam. That's one more EPAL out of the site. The business mindset here. You just gotta have as much EPALs on here. Make sure they're taken care of, and that's how you do good in business. Same thing with work. You gotta treat your employees with the respect and the kindness and all that good stuff if you want them to stay.
yeah, actually, it's like that because it's offering a service. At least we offer time, we offer our sometimes offer we're feelings, because sometimes we are bad as hell and we get an order and it's like, okay, I need to be on epal mode. Sometimes we call it like that. I need to get on epal mode so to get along with this client. But we get all this, and sometimes it's like, okay, it's another freaky. But yes, it's like that, I think, man, because it can be pretty hard.
And I think that maybe we are forgetting is about the consequence that these people get, like the people that ask for not safer work or
Yep.
buy not safer work. Because there was like a case recently about a client buying not safer work, and I remember that I read that because Epal also hide. Maybe this is pretty common in the US, and I know that Epal works like under the US Constitution, but they don't tell the consequences that people are getting for like privacy things. I remember that I read that this person was kicked out of the community server. That yeah, okay, I appreciate that. It was only silence for 3 days on Epal, and if he is silenced, I think he can keep ordering. And so for me, this was like not a real consequence. And I know that maybe some people get bigger consequence if maybe they're new on the page or they don't spend much money. But this person specifically was spending a lot of money on the site, and I don't want to think that the reason why he was just silenced and not banned was because of the money that he was spending. I don't want to assume that, but it seems like it. So yeah, I think we should have like harder consequences, like more consequences to people that do things that are like prohibited on the site. And I don't know if it is possible to transparent, like to show the actions that are being taken. Because at least in Chile, that's a common thing that you do. Like if something happened, you inform people like, okay, this happened, and these are the consequences that people is getting. And so everyone knows what is happening in there, but I don't know, maybe in the US it is different with the privacy.
I think because they should be aware that like there's so much harassment, stalking, and toxicity in this space. It's just like providing resources for like people in this space in general. Because like I think there are some people who are navigating this by themselves. I think
Basically, they're kind of in a loop, in a lost loop, basically, right?
yeah, like some people, some epals, like they don't have like people who are well aware on like how to deal with like harassment or like stalking, for example, and they're unsure of like who to go to for support. And it's just like I think also just providing like tip, like not just only tips but like guidelines on like what to do regarding for certain situations, because like I think for me when I first joined Epal, like I had to figure a lot of the things by myself.
The vagueness that Epal provides, it just needs to be
Hmm.
more informative. Because I ain't gonna lie, as a client, like the first time I was on it, I ain't gonna lie to you, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I got lost within a lot of things I had to figure out by myself. And then after a while, I got used to the hang of it.
Yeah, especially since there are minors in this space and everything, which who most likely aren't going to go to their parents regarding for this because one, they're on epal. How do you explain to like a parent that like, hey, I'm on this site and I'm dealing with xyz things? Like that's going to be a really difficult conversation to have with your parent. They're not going to question like, oh, is there anything I could do to support you or to be there for you when you're dealing with like this type of harassment? Like, no, they're going to question, what are you doing on this site?
A lot of things that need to be fixed. So we as a community, we're gonna help each other out. We're gonna make these fixes. And Nox, you have any solutions to what Epal can do?
Like you said, the verification would help with the phone numbers and reporting system being a little bit better. Those would be my suggestions. No, I was gonna say they should bring back like the moderators, like the one, the like I remember being in rooms and there being like an EPAL official just being there, just hanging out for a little bit. Maybe have more EPAL officials that you can reach out to.
guaranteed. Staffing, there you go. Needs
Yeah,
more
staffing.
needs more staffing. I agree with that too. Now, we discussed what can EPAL do, but what can we do as a community to protect ourselves as EPALs or clients on the website? So this is something that we said before. Start your own community. Like me and Shumi and Scarabad did. We started our own community. Cherry's a part of her own community as well. You know, help them out, guide them to their own EPAL careers. Don't be envious of other people's success. You want to motivate them, inspire them to be on the site for longer and make them successful. Stop seeing this as a competition. Just because she has more orders than you doesn't mean shit. Stop seeing this as a competition and start being humble, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the way it is. We're all here to make money. We're all here for the same goals. Some is a little different. Some people are here to make friends and stuff. But make videos such as this. Make informative videos. Start bringing awareness to the public of what's going on. If you see something messed up on the EPAL community, report it. I witness a lot of fucking people get death threats over something so fucking little that these motherfuckers will not do if they see me in real life. I tell you that.
That's the thing. Being EPAL, it's not like being like little crabs in a bucket just pulling the one it's getting on. Because it's like that. Sometimes they just want to pull you down. But I just can say that being a community, it just depends for ourselves. Being a community about Epals that all can offer different things, all can offer different aspects of life, different views, different things about everything. It could be pretty good to not get like, okay, you do the same I do, like ASMR or something like that. But maybe someone else offers someone different, or maybe someone has a different attitude with that. I think like everybody is only one person. Everybody has one soul, everybody has one personality, everybody is unique at the form. I could say that finally we are a community, we are offering our services, and we are looking for the same, how you say, sinner. That's the thing that I could say that we can get more improve of it.
Everybody
Yeah.
in here, everybody in Timo's Hard Never Soft community, the Los Emails community, whatever community is out there that's doing the same thing as us, y'all are taking action, and I fucking respect that wholeheartedly. Continue to help out everyone in the community, and I really do mean it. Because I'm tired of seeing shit of fucking harassments, not safe for work, toxicity online. Fight for your right.
One thing I'm gonna get along is like I'm gonna do in Spanish. Toda la comunidad hispana sabemos que la comunidad de Ipal a veces es media tóxica, pero por favor unámonos como comunidad para poder salir adelante. Bienvenidos. Yeah.
I think that's the thing. Like, I know that it is too easy to see people as a competition, but you shouldn't see like the person next to you getting more orders or getting more exposure is something bad. Maybe you can ask that person like, how can I improve? What can I do like for improving maybe my profile or my services? Like if a person in your community is doing better than you, it can be something also good for you. Like that person can help you out. That person can guide you. So don't be jealous about them. Like jealousy gives nothing to you or to that person, only toxicity. Help each other. Like if you have been longer on Epal, just welcome new Epals, like adopt a newbie, guide them through the site, try to take care of the younger Epals. I'm a teacher in real life, and I'm really scared of Epals that are like 18 or 19 because I feel like they can be maybe manipulated or like from older men. So I try to take care of them if I can. So yeah, build a community. Don't be jealous. Try to be proud of people in your community that are successful. don't like you should ask for help if you think you need to improve on Epal too. Like, don't be embarrassed about that. We are here to help each other, not to like try to sabotage each other.
Exactly. And here's another big one. To all you pals out there that's, letting all these people hurt your feelings, here's one advice I can give to you. You're in charge of your own life. Go ahead and do it. Do Epal because you want to make money. Do Epal because you want to make friends. Fuck what other people think. Do you. Nux, what can we do as a community to protect ourselves as Epals and clients on the website?
I guess if you see something, say something. Don't be afraid to speak up. Protect each other.
Yep.
It'd be nice if someone else is getting bullied or something like that. Someone else would step up and help them, or at least just be a little bit more friendly. EPOW will change though. It definitely will change.
For me, what I would say is just like take everything with a grain of salt. And if you ever feel like you need to seek for support or for some advice, like feel free to talk to one of your friends or talk to people who you can trust that you can have a conversation with, or like even other people here on Team Always Hard Never Soft. Like there are people who are like veterans who've been in the site for like a long while who can give you some gold advice.
Well, I just want to thank everyone out here: Knox, Shumi, Scarabad Angel, Cherry, and Aya. I appreciate all of you for taking the time to co-host for this podcast, man. Every one of you is appreciated for taking action, speaking out, how you really feel about, these problems that are going on online. Anyways, this podcast has been brought to you by our sponsors, Digital Dynasty. They are a local clothing line, a gaming team from Hawaii. We're also the sponsors, official sponsors, of former X1 World Bantamweight Champion Rodney Mandala, also known as Armand Dollar in our community, and his own brother, Ryan Mandala, also known as Coconut, the Super Mandala Bros, both professional MMA fighters fighting out of Hawaii. One day they will get into the UFC and they represent Team Always Hard Never Soft. They are epitome of what Always Hard Never Soft means. And that means stay strong and never accept defeat in life. No matter how much life gets you down. Get back up, fight. They are the definition of what our team means. Black Widow, a Latin American North Master Class League of Legends professional esports player from Colombia. Shoutouts to her. And Adia, a very passionate cosplayer from Honduras who has completed 70 plus cosplays and won 15 plus of them with her amazing cosplay. Check out their links in the description below to show some love, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sinner. Always hard, never soft, and we're signing off. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.